Good evening, guys. How we doing? It is 5:35 here in Milan, and I want to jump on camera and do another podcast episode or on the mic if you guys are on Spotify tuning in, and talk about the importance of having a mission, more importantly, being engaged with it. Um, that's the thread that came through. So essentially what I got about it, what I'm getting about it now, because I haven't planned what I'm going to exactly talk about when it comes to this. But what I get about it is that um, vitality, inspiration, next steps, movement, momentum, it all comes from being engaged in the mission, in the sense of where it's all going, what it's moving towards, even if you don't fully understand it. Um, John, Dr. DeMartini, he was talking about this on my interview with him, which I'm going to be releasing very soon. He was saying that when you're able to neutralize your infatuations, things that you think have more benefits than drawbacks, and you're also able to neutralize all of your not all of you, it's impossible to get it all, but like if you're consistent with it and you're able to neutralize the things that you're resentful about or you're down about, the things that you perceive have more drawbacks than benefits, that's when you realize that you know success is just this big paradigm that's actually not um it's not the end game. Like the point is being on a mission. And I remember he was, the way he broke it down, he's just like, that's why I don't talk about success, because it gets people infatuated with this thing and it disengages them. It disengages them from their sense of mission, because when they go after success from this, like, oh yeah, I'm looking up to it and I've got, the money and the recognition and all that on a pedestal and I can't see the drawbacks, that's when life comes around and gives you a backhand and wakes you up because the negatives are there. And we were speaking a lot about this on the Actualize challenge, the second round. The main theme that emerged at the end, it was everyone was saying that they just got the ultimate permission to do it their way, to grow their business their way, or to create the music their way. And I think that was because we spoke about so many topics that really the end game was being engaged in the mission, but not necessarily needing to understand the whole picture. I have slowed myself down from trying to know too much too early. What's my niche? Where's it going? What's the expression of it going to be? Is it a mastermind? Is it an online program? All these things, right? They don't matter. They don't. Instead of just being in the game. And I spoke about this a lot in the challenge. People were mind blown. They're like, this is so simple, but it's hitting home. It's hitting home. Because reality is like finding out, figuring it out. For me, it was an excuse to not engage, to not step in and play and go, right? So I just wanted to put this as more of a message to you. If you're in a position where you're not starting or you're in the game and then you sub yourself out, what are you trying to find out? What are you trying to figure out? Yeah, ask yourself that. Like, what are you trying to get certainty on? And then ask yourself, is this actually helping me engage with my mission? Is it helping me step in and begin the journey in actualizing this, in realizing this? And I could bet my bottom dollar that whatever you're trying to figure out, if it's stopping you from moving forward and actually doing something about it and taking some form of action, um, it's not helping with your mission. It's not helping with what's most important to you. I got to figure out what this is about. I got to, people turn it on themselves or turn it on myself. Why am I not feeling good about this anymore? Well, it's not about me. It's about the book. It's about business. It's not about me. So why am I making me the problem here? Maybe because I think I need to be like high and mighty to write well, or certain to deliver in my business. To be honest, when I've been the opposite of those things, that's when I've gotten the best results. When I've been not complete, like, and when I say uncertain here, when I've been okay with being in the unknown, it's when I've created the best results in my business and also in my writing. When I've been certain and overly confident, exaggerating myself, oh, slapped, hit for six, as we say in Australia, hit for six. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I'm not even a cricket fan, and I know this. When you hit a cricket ball over the fence, it's six. And that's my metaphor that I'm choosing for this. What's stopping you from engaging in your mission? A few things that I can also add. So that's like this figuring it out. It's like the expectations that it's meant to be easy, you know. Um, I remember when I started using my intuition to go traveling, to build my business, to write, to make music, to decide where I'm living next, or you name it, right? I've used it for everything, dating. I thought it was meant to make my life easy. Okay, that was my expectation. And if it doesn't make my life easy, then there's something wrong with it or me. So now I've got like two layers there. I've got me as a problem and I've got the modality, right? Um, even with like all the other modalities that I've gone into, the modality needs to make it easy, and and if it doesn't, then me or the modality is the problem. But it's like, but easy, like what's easy? Oh, well, it feels nice all the time, and it's cheap, and things come to me, and I don't have to do anything, and I can just feel good about about my life as much as I can. La La Land, Jordan. La La Land. Did La La Land to you, right? I said this with love, guys, but it doesn't need to feel good. It doesn't need to be easy. Now, an interesting conversation is leverage, because I've seen leverage happen in my life recently, and I go, ah, that wasn't necessarily easy, but whoa, that was leveraged. Okay, coming to Europe has not been easy. There were some decisions I had to make that were tough. That were tough. There was risks that I had to take to come here. Um, but I took them. I built up to it. I got here, and it has been leveraged like an MF. And you understand what I mean by MF. But I'm not. I'm doing my best not to swear as much. There's been so much that has come from being in Europe. There's just been so much. My business has grown. My writing has gotten better. I've been singing much better in Europe. I've made so many friends. I've visited some of the most beautiful places. Saw family last night. My cousin here in Milan, okay, runs an amazing restaurant in one of the suburbs here. Just being amongst this is living, right? Now, some of the things I knew would unfold here. Like last night, I knew I would see my cousin. But my business growing, my writing getting better, all these friends that I've made, all these places that I've gone to, couldn't have told you that was going to happen. Couldn't have told you the kind of emotions that I was going to be feeling here. I'm feeling so much healthier as a result of being in Europe. I just feel so like ah, in my body. You know what I mean? Grounded. In Australia, yeah, it wasn't the same. Um, so leverage has been here, but it hasn't been necessarily quote unquote easy. So I want to challenge you. If you're disengaging from your book, your music, your business, your relationship, I'm not a relationship expert, don't claim to be, but if it's part of what you care about, it's part of your mission. If you're disengaging from it because there's like it's meant to be easy, question yourself. Maybe not. Maybe not. Leverage. I like leverage. Leverage is an interesting word. You know, the Actualize challenge has been very leveraged. As I run these challenges, I learn more about what this early education business is becoming. I'm discovering more about it. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about like, I'm creating new trainings and exercises because of this challenge. It's highly leveraged. And then I've run other programs like the sales training stuff. And it was good stuff, but it wasn't leveraged. It was just final. That's that. That's all you're getting. You know, it's like going to a coffee shop. I just came from my afternoon coffee here in Milan, and you order your coffee, and if you don't ask for the cannoli or the croissant, it's basta, and that's it. Just the coffee. That's it. Okay. So like what I'm getting at here is you can do all these things, and it can just be buster, and what's in front of you is in front of you, and that's all you're getting. Or you can be surprised because there's some places that you go here, you get an Aperol spritz. Usually happens in Spain and Italy. They're tight asses here. Anyway, but sometimes in here, depending where you go in Milan, you'll get it. You'll get a drink, an Aperol spritz or a vino, and they'll bring you like some snacks, and they'll bring you some other things, right? Um, like my cousin's place does that. So it's leveraged. You get something else. You go, oh right, I get some olives, bread, not bad. And then the Wi-Fi is there, and there's things that come with it. Okay. So, that's a thing. That's a thing. But you can't get the leverage when you want things to be easy, because every time I wanted things to be easy, I would never go for the risky things, or the things that I deemed risky. It is getting very sunny here. And it's really cool. There's this window here, and my eyes are just like stuck in the middle here. So it's really cool. I'm not getting blinded yet. But that's that's the game. That's the game. Can you go for leverage, and can you have the courage to go for leverage? Because if you can't, then like for me, I've seen myself go after the easy thing all the time, and the easy thing it's basta, which means stop. It's like, nah, that's it. That's all you get. Your coffee, that's it. You're not getting anything else. But the leverage is, there's always more opportunities. Now, the last thing that I'll leave you with is the other side of the coin, where it's hard. It's too hard. Like, started playing guitar late in my life, started singing late in my life, started rapping. I started doing a lot of things, and it's not even late. Like, it's 27, I started rapping, 28 with the guitar, piano, 27, singing, same time. It's not late, but in my mind it was. And it's like, it's going to be hard. 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 Now, singing, I defined it's going to be very hard. Okay. And it has been for me to learn. Piano, for some reason, I went, no, this is not going to be hard. You put me in front of that sucker. I'm not perfect, but I can play. I can go to town on that thing. Same with guitar. I can get the basic songs out, because I didn't define those things as hard. Same with rap. I didn't define it as hard, and I learned it. So coaching was very hard when I started doing it again after my call center. It was very hard because, I kept making up this, like, I'm going to have to learn, I'm going to have to be a master at it, be like really credible again in a different space, or and have to reestablish my credibility in such. All this stuff, it didn't matter. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. And it was all because, like, all backed by an assumption underneath that suggested it's hard. This is going to be hard. So, how are you making things hard? You might not be, but but if you're disengaged from your mission and you're not taking action, you're not building momentum, okay, and it's not you're expecting things to be easy, okay, then are you making things hard? Well, that's just the way it is, Jordan. It's the way it is. My industry. I get it. But you're choosing to assume that. You know, I believe sales was hard all my life. Worked at it, worked at it, worked at it. Even when I was like really, really good at it in my mind, it was still hard. Okay. But the minute I just dropped the assumptions and went, easy, hard, doesn't matter. What's my mission? You know what I did? I left it. Bye bye, goodbye. What's the point? What's the point? Because a field of abundance, a field of creativity, when you're in your mission, the thing that matters, it takes you out of all that shit where it's like, there you go, I saw it was coming. It takes you out of is this too hard or is this too easy? You know, is this my purpose? Is this my thing? It takes you out of all of it because it's just about the muse, the business. It's not about you. It's separate. It's separate. It's separate. I'm going to serve this. I'm going to serve this. Okay. And I have to remind myself of that. I'm probably recording this podcast just as much for you as it is for me. But hard. Why does it need to be hard? It doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be easy either. It just doesn't need to be either of them because, my coach Linda, she says this really well. She's like, you can be going through a quote unquote like sucky time. Shit can be going on in your life. You're getting a divorce. Business sucks in terms of not making sales. Your friends are boring. I don't know, right? Things are going down and it sucks. But for you, you're just like, well, I'm creating things that aren't favorable or things in my life that aren't what I want are falling apart. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna ride through this wave and have a smile on my face, or just not smile and not frown and just kind of be like, yeah, this is where it is. This is where it is. Easier said than done, I know. But it's choice, isn't it? It's choice. Things can be really good, quote unquote good. Money and you got the partner of your dreams and you're traveling around the world. Things are great to the naked eye. Okay. But you might be wise and go, well, yeah, yeah, but there's the other side of it. There's the other side of it. And I'm not gonna float up in the air and ignore what's going down below because they will bring me back down to earth. When you're traveling, jet lag, different languages, one day you're in Spain, then it's German, then it's Dutch, then it's Italian, then it's English, then it's French, right? I don't know. Whatever your path is, it's a bit of bar out there. I left out a country because I just did a poll on my Instagram on where I'm going next because I'm leaving Milan tomorrow and I didn't want to give it away. So if you think I'm going to England next, that's not the case. I actually put London as one of the options. So that helps you if you're participating in the poll. But like, it doesn't, whatever's going on in your reality, it just doesn't need to make you feel much at all. It's just like, it's a creation. It's a creation, and that's it. We're creating it all. It's been the most profound learning of the last couple of years for me. Just creating it all. Creating it all, man. Creating it all. And sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it sucks. And you know what? None of it means anything. It's just a creation. I always think back, I always think to music. Okay. If you make a beat or you write something, that's great. Cool. It's there. You write something that sucks. Cool. It's there. And you move on and move on and move on. And none of it means anything, because until a song is recorded and it becomes true for you to release, good, bad, ugly, disgusting, beautiful, means nothing. It doesn't. It doesn't, right? Yeah, that's my message today. That's my message for today, guys. I hope this has hit home, because you know what I'm learning about myself? I love to simplify things. I really do. I teach some very, some things that are way out there. And those of you that have been following me for a while, you'll know that I've gone from like sales to some real like out there stuff with the super conscious and whatever. But for those of you that like, you've been with me the whole time, one thing that I do is I talk straight. I talk straight. I talk to the truth. And being engaged in your mission, whether sales is your reason you're here, and that's why you follow me, or it's the intuitive stuff, or it's music, whatever it is, like all of it, being engaged in your mission has always been important to me, no matter what I've been doing, no matter what. Being all in, no excuses. If it's rap, we're all in. If it's travel, we're all in. If it's sales, we're all in. If it's coaching, we're all in. We're all in, and we let the rest go, right? Because that's all that matters. We're creative beings, and we've got to go with what our mission is at that point. Yeah. Okay. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe on YouTube, on Spotify, wherever you're listening to me. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if you're really loving me, leave a review. I'm assuming you can do that on Spotify with a 5-star rating. And on YouTube, all it needs to be is literally subscribe and a like. If you are wanting to catch up with the Actualize series, there's an Actualize series that is featuring Dr. Demartini. It's featuring some of, if you're part of the intuitive community, it's featuring some of the best, not the best, let me say, some of the most powerful creators I know when it comes to business. And building a business of your dreams. Okay. I've interviewed some amazing minds in this Actualize series. So if you're wanting to get access to that, all you need to do is just follow my YouTube channel, because they're all there. I've released 2 amazing interviews so far. One is with my friend Ali Fisher. We spoke about how she's paved her way in the fashion industry from scratch. If you ever wanted to start again in what you do, you need to listen to that interview. It's phenomenal. If you're building a business of your dreams and you're selling something that isn't mainstream, you got to go watch my interview with Alex Harvey. It's fantastic. It was brilliant. Blow your mind, right? It's really, really good stuff. And very soon I'm going to be releasing my interview with Dr. Demartini. And there's so much gold in that. As always, he goes above and beyond to deliver. So if that's something you're interested in, subscribe to this channel. All right, guys, that is it from me. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you are keeping well.